take these glasses off, and before I start, drink some water. I'm not at the gig tonight, so we got more time to relax. Clear that scratchy throat. All right, here's what I'm working on. A little arrangement. I don't do a lot of Charlie Parker tunes, so kind of fell on Yardbird Suite here by accident. If I can stop scratching. ladies and gentlemen. Are there any ladies out there at all, or is it the usual guys? All right, let's see if we have anybody here, and if anybody has questions or requests. Where is the broadcast? Here we go. Nothing yet. So if you join me often on my broadcasts from the gig, you know that things are tight. I can't always answer questions. This is perfect. I'm at home, jobless tonight, I should add. If you have a question about what I'm doing, about any of my stuff, whatever, about my favorite sports team, anything else you want to talk about, now is a great time. I don't have that freedom so much on the gig. OG, is that old guys? Is that what that is? Excellent. All right, excellent. Well, I'm here. And let's see, what else am I doing these days? I don't know. I'm not doing anything. That was my attempt at Yardbird Suite by Charlie Parker. I don't have any uploads of Charlie Parker on my channel yet, so that's going to be what I do next week, I think. I don't know if you saw, I actually posted an arrangement of Hopelessly Devoted to You. I think that was your request, Brad, and it went up on my channel. I don't know if you saw it. If you haven't, take a look. It's up there. And before that, I forget what I did. Whatever. Anyway, let's see. Like I said, I have more time to read your comments and requests and answer questions since I'm at home. Hey, Jamie. Welcome, buddy. Glad to have you here. You know, sit back and be entertained for the next, I don't know, hour or so. Ed Carlson, at last. I know that name. I just, yeah. Okay, so I'm going to do At Last here in just a second. Ed, do you know what key I do that in? I don't remember myself. Doesn't matter. What makes a good bebop line? Well, I mean, there's, I don't know. It's just... That's all in C, and when the F minor comes in, I just got to make reference to this note. So, when I play this note, that's the 3 of the A. When I play this note, that's the 3 of the D. When I play this note, that's the 3 of the G. And that's, I kind of follow the 3 usually. Right there. Those are the notes for F minor. And I resolve it back to the C. Follow the 3 and the 7. So, and then between I just play a bunch of shit. I mean, I don't play bebop. I don't never practice bebop scales. I just kind of aim for the note that's going to come next. Ed, At Last. Did I do the intro? like that. Does that sound about like what I did? I haven't played that tune in a real long time, so anyway. No, I don't play arpeggios. I mean, I'll play arpeggios, of course, but insofar that they're part of a phrase. I don't know what I'm doing. Anyway, let's see. Georgie, thank you. Like Someone in Love. Do I remember? Okay, let me see. I don't really compose anything, but I do have recordings available on the platforms. You know, what's it called? Spotify and Apple. I don't get. I get. You know what? How much I get? Or how much people get for streams. If you want to download stuff that might actually pay, you know, if you really want to support me, just tip me here. That's the best, most direct way to tip. I have PayPal and Venmo below. Let's skip the middleman. Let's not give money to the Spotify guy or Apple. Okay, where were we? Like Someone in Love. Do I remember how that goes? Tell me if this is it. Oh, I can use some work on that song. Thank you for... Was that even the right song? Was that like Someone in Love? Oh, I'm not even sure. Hey, Jamie, thank you. Thank you very much. Jamie, that wasn't... well, thank you for the kind comment. It was not awesome. It was... Okay, I'll show you what I was doing there. Hey, Giorgio. Okay, great. If you purchased I mean, buying my lessons is the best all around, because you get something, I get something. Anyway, so what was going on there? So here are the chords. So I did something a little bit different. Again, with guide tones. So I did. Why does that work? Because this obviously works. So it's C major 7 within the melody. Why does this work? Because that's E. But we're still with C in the bass, so it's actually an E chord with the flat 5 in the bass. And then the next one, which is hard for me right now for some reason, I just raise it another half a step, and that's my A minor. That's my C. So the whole chord is defined by one note that's moving up a little bit. Da, da, da. So like that. C, E, and A minor. So, but with the other parts of the chord staying the same, it sounds interesting. And the rest is not that hard. These two chords have the melody built into them. That's why playing with fingerstyle is really good, because you could play notes on adjacent strings, more happening without having to move the left hand that much. Here's your D, but with F sharp in the bass. F minor. These melody notes. I love open strings. If I was going to change the style, I could play like a Latin. I don't know what I'm just bullshitting, just going with it. Sometimes I just get into the improvisation and I just keep going. All right, folks, thank you very much. Jamie, thank you for the $5 tip via Venmo. Appreciate it very much, folks. If you all drop me like $5 and got something in return in forms of a request, or maybe I can answer an actual guitar question for you. How do I do certain thing? Good deal all around. If I can finish this hour at $20, that would be awesome. Okay, anybody else has a question or a request? I'll wait a second, and hopefully you do. And then, because on the gig, as you know, it's hard to All right, let's see what we got. Anybody? Is the image still reversed? That's annoying. All right. Okay, I got nothing until you ask a question or make a request. I don't know if you noticed, but I got a haircut. It's kind of getting annoying there. It's funny when you're when you get haircuts a lot when you're a very small child, and when you also become an old man, or woman for that matter. In between years, the hair is fine, it does what it wants, and it grows out and it's fine. But now it's like growing here but not growing here, and then it becomes a mess. So gotta get a haircut now at least once a month, folks. Let's see if we can get a request from you guys. If not, I'm just gonna see what tune I might be working on next. I did well, I posted. Oh, how about That Was Yesterday by Foreigner, kind of on my list as well. How Insensitive? Yes, I can. I typically do this in D minor. And so many options, so many things you can do here. I randomly, accidentally played this voicing, but I realized it's a perfect way to start the song. This is a D minor, although it looks like an F6. But I also hit the A in the bass, which is fine. You don't always have to play the root. You can play a related note. What's this here? Oh, Jamie, I don't know if you, of course, noticed. I know, yeah. That's funny, Jamie. Thank you. So, the song starts with a D minor. We're going to assume that we're doing this in D minor, which most people do. And then you have, and when I hit that next time, it's A7. So you can just do. Why is that nice? Because the bass moves chromatically down, and when you play this, it's just the 3 of the A. So I can do. It's a very basic D minor, and you kind of add the finger here. I switch position seamlessly. So what's the whole thing there? So D minor. So the whole thing is kind of the bass line moves chromatically, and the next one is here. So you can also play it here. Don't be afraid to stretch out your fingers, even if it goes to a spot that seemingly doesn't make sense. That's the melody, so you gotta play that. You can't stop and think, well, this doesn't sound right with the chords. These are the chords, that's the melody, just put them together. So, yeah, if I have to freeze this, it sounds dissonant, but the melody goes through, so. This is a G, but with B in the bass. So it continues that chromatic bass line. Next is a B flat. I often will alternate bass notes if I got the opportunity. So this is a little bit of a hard one. What I'm doing here with my first finger is I got the B flat here, but also the A on the top string. So, well, I also can do this. It's a Tal Farlow technique. He used to do that a lot. Play with the first finger notes that are not on the same fret. So in this case, the A here and the B flat here, but kind of do the finger like that. So that works. That's what I was talking about. When you play a position that contains the melody note and they kind of blend into each other, it's a really nice effect. Right here too, same thing here. B flat, I'm sorry, the E flat and the A. Let me put that in time for you. Fill in some, so I got this 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2. So what am I gonna do? Just do that? No, I'm gonna fill it in with some shit. So you do it here too, but maybe not up front, maybe not right away, maybe save it for later. Right here. Little bass line. I love to get that open E string going when I play this D minor. Nice guitar sound. So the way I do it is, I don't know if you can see I'm holding down just these 3 notes, but the open E is still opening there. So it's like I'm playing a D minor, but instead of playing the A on top, I'm doing this with my finger. So I'm getting that open E. What song are we doing? Oh, how insensitive. Lost my train of thought there. Thank you very much, and thank you, Brad, for your tip as well, and also the other night, that was very kind of you. Thank you. So yeah, let's keep with the questions. Should I continue with this song or something else? Let's continue. Where are we at? So the next chord is going to be a C minor, so I'll just go chromatically down, and whatever happens, happens. I might play some good notes, some bad notes. I don't think about it too much. So in this case, I love that sound. This or this. This here is a G7, but with a B in the bass. Same effect. Kind of try to continue those bass notes moving chromatically. this case, playing the two E notes together, they're not exactly in tune, and it gives it a little kind of an interesting shimmer. Inadvertently demonstrated one of my other very important techniques. As much as possible, I try to play the bass notes, depending on the song and the style and the exact specific song, but if there's no other specific instructions, I like to play bass notes on strong beats. So especially here, so it might be on the 1 and 3. So regardless of what the melody is, which might have syncopations or whatever, there will always be, not always, because I'll miss, I might not always be able to do it, and I might be doing something else that actually makes it impossible to do. For the most part, I try to play like this. So you notice this note was syncopated, but the bass note came in on time. Same thing here. Syncopated and on the beat. Same thing here. Same thing here. Right here, syncopated and on the beat. Syncopated and on the beat. The whole song, it has syncopated notes towards the end of the measure or at the end of the second beat, but I'll play strong beats. Towards the end of the song, right here, I don't stop and ask, that doesn't sound good. The melody goes, but the chord is this, so just play it. So when I improvise, I do the same thing. I try to play interesting lines if I can, but also try to make sure to play bass notes on strong beats. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe enough with that one. Thank you. Okay, hey folks, thank you for those who are here. Thank you those who tipped. Brad, Jamie, anybody else out there who is enjoying the show or has a question or just a request, now is a great time to drop me a tip. It's so easy to do. Right there on the screen, there's a little dollar icon. And for the wealth of guitar knowledge, if nothing else, and there is nothing else, but for the wealth of guitar knowledge that I've accumulated and I'm sharing you, surely it's worth $2, $3, $5. And it's embarrassing that I have to ask, but that's just what it is these days. So again, hit that little dollar icon and input, just $5, $3. And in exchange, I will play your request or answer a guitar question. So thank you, Brad, as always, and Jamie, as always. Both of you support me kindly, quite regularly, I should say, and for quite some time. So I appreciate it very much. Heck, Jamie even got me some Winnipeg Jets socks for Christmas a few years ago, which I wear. I was in Toronto last weekend with my daughter for a hockey tournament, and I wore my Winnipeg Jet socks. They went over well. Actually, nobody saw them. I'm just making that up. Okay. All right. I am eager to offer another request or answer a question. Please, otherwise, okay, I'll work, let's see, what am I working on? Just random stuff. What did I say? Oh yeah, that was yesterday. I don't know why I like this song, because the songs that I kind of good pop songs from the 60s, 70s, and 80s is like, they're kind of part of my being, I guess. The songs that you hear when you're a kid, and, I grew up in a very urban, busy city setting, ride the bus all the time. Songs played on the bus, the radio. The bus had a radio that played songs where I grew up. Go to a friend's house, we'd play records, and it was nothing like that time. Songs were fresh, and, the songs that made the charts that, were big were always offered something new that you never heard before. I mean, related styles, obviously, but still. So, here's a cool song by Foreigner. Not their biggest hit, but again, it offers some interesting musical ideas. So, I think it's kind of an off key, like in A flat minor, but I moved it to A minor, so I can take advantage of this open A. So that's another secret of solo guitar. Not much of a secret. I don't know why people put capos on to try to play a song in D flat or in G flat. Well, just play it in a damn convenient key. Nobody's checking what key you're playing in. In my entire life that I've been doing this, thousands upon thousands of gigs, nobody ever came up to me and complained that I'm doing a song in D instead of D flat. I've never, even online, I mean, every once in a while there's a question. I don't get the idea. So anyway, that's another thing. I'm doing a broadcast, so this is a perfect opportunity for me to rant and just, just get my rants out. So, open A. So this is in progress. Great movement. So what do we got here? So we have an A minor chord, very simple, in a little line. Notice that I keep the strings ringing. Makes the guitar special. When I play this note, the F, again, it takes on a different identity. It's an F chord now, but with A in the bass. C, but with G in the bass. These are they're subtleties, but they're important. A lot of people miss them, and it's too bad. So let's see what we got. So I'll start with a melody. Demonstrated inadvertently this chord earlier in the other song, that bossa nova tune. So it's an E7, but with G sharp in the bass. So it makes a nice, kind of almost like a classical sound. Okay, continuing. Up a step. Now though, as a compositional tool, instead of going to like G with B in the bass, actually moving to the root notes in the bass. makes an impact. So there's a little movement there, and that was yesterday. Yesterday. Just great stuff. So that's basically arrangement. Looks like I got it under my fingers. Maybe I'll post it in next week sometime. I've decided, I don't know if I'm going to be able to stick with this, but I've decided to accelerate my rate of uploads. I've been very discouraged in recent probably 5 years to see how my channel took a nosedive in terms of my videos being viewed. And it's like this, at some point, like, why am I even doing this? I just, I'm posting videos. I mentioned this the other day. I posted 2 terrific videos last week. One is The Cat by Lalo Schifrin, and I'll play that because it's a fun tune. And then a classic standard, Burke's Works. And both of them, they get 100 views within the next, first 48 hours, and then they stall. 6 months later, 150 views, 200 views. It's like the algorithm had decided that my channel is not a thing anymore. And so this was very discouraging. But then I said, you know what? What else am I going to do? This is what I do. A lot of people don't, I'm not sure if I have a purpose. This is my purpose, I guess. This is what I'm here for. And I noticed that I have, in addition to the thousands of performances I have through live streams, properly recorded arrangements, I'm about 650. And I was thinking, I know it's going to take some work to get to 1,000. Conceivably, I can do one a day and get it done in a year. I don't have that kind of energy, and it does take it out of you. But if I can do a couple a week, I mean, maybe 2, 3, 4 years, I can get to 1,000 posts, and then maybe just call it a day. I don't know. The only reason I'm doing this is because I don't know what else I would do with my time. Did I mention that I gladly accept tips? Okay, so that was yesterday. So once again, I'm encouraging you to drop me some requests. I'm not seeing anything. People must love hearing me talk. I find that inconceivable. But I'm here for your requests, folks. It looks like there's 16 people out there. Surely some of you have some kind of a tune you want to hear. Otherwise, I'm going to continue to see if there's something else I can play that's interesting. Anybody? I'm just looking through a random list of suggestions. There's a song I've been requested a few times by Aaron Campbell, who we don't see much anymore, unfortunately, here in the broadcast. Another huge supporter and vastly knowledgeable, and he has always requested this song, and maybe I'll make a post this and make it a dedication. This is called Without You, I think, or Without Her. Which one is it? Without Her, by Nielsen, but also The first version of it that I ever got familiar with is that of Blood, Sweat, and Tears. Uh, Sunshine of Your Smile. You must be, either you mean Sunshine of My Life, or uh, You Are the Sunshine of My Life, right? Stevie Wonder? I'm guessing that's what you mean. But anyway, um, what was I talking about? Oh, song by Nielsen. Okay, here's how it goes. Okay, need to work on this, so I'm gonna do this now. So that's the Nielsen song, and like I said, the first version I ever heard of this song was by Blood, Sweat, and Tears, and they turned it into a sweet little, like a Latin tune. It's a very nice horn arrangement, so I kind of used that a little bit as a blueprint for my version. Um, that was the Blood, Sweat, and Tears incarnation with Al Cooper as lead vocalist and organ. What a interesting musician, just very brilliant. Never quite became big time, but we're aware of his work. So, any questions about that? I'm not sure. Shadow of Your Smile. Hey, Les O'Connor is here. I was just gonna say, I was slightly disheartened to see my virtual tip jar empty. Now it's got $5 in it. So that's a good start. Kindly, here we go. Wise Wizard Man, thank you. Victor's, is that the, yeah. Let's see. Probably needs a beat. Blue. So that wasn't, I mean, that's kind of a, the main thing here about that little arrangement, if you want to call that, was the rhythm, because there's nothing there musically, right? With C. I get 3 melody notes out of one single position. So this is a D7, right? And then I have my E, D, and C all under my fingers already. So there's nothing to do with the left hand other than just sit there. And I especially like this concept on the guitar because it makes it sound a little bit like a piano, because when I do this, I hit this note, and as it decays, it becomes the accompaniment of the next note, and as these two decay, they become the accompaniment of that note. So you don't cut them off. So that's kind of cool. Even this little arrange, a little silly. All right. You can see that point demonstrate. So we had some requests. Somebody said a shot of your smile. No, this is a different amp I have here. It's like an acoustic guitar and a vocal mixer kind of a thing. Does it sound okay? How's the tone out there? Let me see. I always would like to hear. Thank you. Can you do a cover of "Don't Talk"? Put your head on my shoulder. Beach Boys. Wasn't that a Paul Anka song? Put your. Is that something? Is that? Am I getting this? Put your head on my shoulder. Da, 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 da. Something like that. Is that what that is? I'm a little confused. But let's until we clarify that. Who said "Shadow of Your Smile"? Hey man, no hate for the Habs here. I assure you, I've been a fan since I liked them like 10 years ago. And they had what was his name? Radulov. You know, we did a tour of the Bell Center when I took the family to Montreal, like maybe 8 years ago, and there was a huge thing of painting of Alexander Radulov outside, and then he moved to Dallas, and it's like, sounds good, remarkably similar to the gig. What can I say? I'm playing, it's me. It doesn't matter the amp. I could be playing through a Mesa Boogie. I could be playing through one of those $300,000 Dumbles, and it would sound exactly the same. I don't know what to tell you. All right, Shadow of Your Smile. Here's a nice little thing that I like to do on Shadow of Your Smile, which kind of connects to what we talked about. I'll play this note, the B, and let it ring. It's kind of ringing still, so it becomes the accompaniment of this note. So in guitar, it's not, you don't have to have full chords all the time. It's more about movement and just finding the right 2 or 3 notes. Dramatically rubato, and then again. So forth. Kind of butchered that a little bit. Oh, wow, that's a combination of tunes. Sunshine of Your Smile might have been Shadow of Your Smile or Sunshine of Your Life. Sunshine of My Love, right? Isn't that a Cream song? Hey, thank you. My cover of Talk Talk, It's My Life. Do I even remember how to play that? Oh my God. Do I even remember how that song goes? Let me see. Hang on, give me a second here. Again, like I said, since we are in a kind of an informal setting here, I'm going to see if I can play that for you. Let me see if I can actually find that song and listen to my own arrangement. It's My Life. Talk, talk, let's see. Let me open this up. Yeah, look at this. It's a pretty good arrangement. It's there's none other as far as I know on YouTube. It's pretty inventive. Uploaded a whole year ago. It's got 844 views. That's it. Can't even crack 1,000. It gets like 1 or 2 views per day. So that's what I was mentioning earlier. That's frustrating to me. But anyway. Wow. I don't even know what I'm doing here. Give me a second. All right, let's see what I absorbed through that. Let's all right. Yeah, thank you very much. Let me see. Let's see if I can recreate it plus what I just saw. Ah. Okay, so here's what we want to do. So we have 2 chords here, right? 3 actually. We have a D. I don't even remember if that's the original key, but again, it might not be the original key. And if it wasn't, I definitely moved it to a convenient spot. So we have this thing, D, da 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 da, to A minor to C. It's important to recognize what key we are in, which is going to be very interesting for this section. So we had a D, A minor, and a C. All these chords in common are in the key of G. We don't play a G anywhere in this progression. But this is important to know because knowing that these are borrowing from the key of G helps you pick out what notes to use to reharmonize or just to harmonize, not even reharmonize, plus any improvisation if you might be doing any. So at the top we have so kind of a bass line like that. It's not accurate, it's close. So I play a D. And there's a little melody. So let's see. A little too loud. song starts. So here the bass line is, this is an interesting spot, again, to stop and analyze. So, if I want to do that, obviously, I have to create a little movement there. And then, get the melody. There's your bass line right there. And then the next one, it's included in the chord. So I try to take advantage when I can, which is not always available. So again, this goes a couple times, and then very clever way to change the key. So you got an E flat major. That's your melody right there. So this is a triad, but it approaches the 5 from that sharp 4. And you kind of build the chord up. Another diatonic area, now in the key of B. So this is your 6, 2, 5. And your 4, all in the key of B. So 6, 2, 5, 1, and the 4. With some bass lines, which again are not meant to be the exact replica, but enough to give the sense of the song. So cleverly changes to an E minor as a way to get back to D. And that's all I remember. Great song. Just such a great song. Thank you. Cake Sin. Thank you. Ah, interesting. They did that too, huh? Horse chores. Wow, interesting. Yeah, thank you. This is a great, a good spot to do my spiel again about tips. If you're enjoying the show, making a request, have questions, you're getting anything, any enjoyment out of this thing, please consider a small tip. I mean, you can go tip Rick Beato, who's a great broadcaster, but, you know, or you can give money to the Spotify guy or the Apple guy, or you can tip me $2 or $3, $5 right here in this format for answering your questions directly and giving you some guitar things like the real stuff. This is the real stuff. Nothing here is AI generated. It's just me with my 2 hands and this guitar. This is not AI. This is the real thing. So I hope you will open your digital wallet and find $3 in there to drop me a tip. 3 easy ways to do so. Right there on the screen, there's a dollar icon. You can throw me a couple bucks there, $2, $3, $5, $10. More if you feel super generous. Also in the information below, there are links to my Venmo and PayPal, so kindly consider one of those methods. The Bleeb, gonna relax. Yes, wood stove. Oh, would love to sit next to a wood stove. Oh, clam chowder. Now you're making me jealous, man. Hey, Les, I should have mentioned that. Please, I have some wonderful supporter. Les O'Connor is one of them. Maybe somebody new can also jump in, so it's not always the burden on the same, 6 people. But thank you, Les O'Connor. Let's see. Still fighting for you, America's You Can Do. I don't know it, man. Does not ring a bell. All of these songs from the 60s, 70s, 80s, I bet I heard them, at least in passing, because my ear was open all the time. But I could not tell you that I know that song by title. I appreciate that. Anyway, all right, let's get a few more requests in. My butt is starting to ache. I've been sitting here now for almost 70 minutes. And I'm hoping we can generate a few more tips to make it worth my while as well, so I can do this more often. I don't have work today, so this is it. This is my income today. What you're seeing on the screen there is my income. The Bleeb. I don't. I know I heard it in passing, but I can't tell you how it goes. The Bleeb, thank you for the tip. You earned yourself a request. Maybe just something that I know. So please try again. And while you're doing that, I'm going to look at that other list that I have here of weird requests that people mentioned. Let's see. Here's a song that I've been wanting to post a long time ago. I don't know if I remember how to play it, but I'm going to try. This is a song by ABBA. Any ABBA fans out there? Let's see if I can conjure this. Let's see. Anybody recognize that? Okay, it's not their biggest hit, but I always loved it. I always thought it had elements of like progressive rock in it. It's called "The Name of the Game." Anybody remember that tune at all? Hey, Sylvia von Coppendorf, thank you so much. I believe I play lots. I should say lots. A good number of Police tunes, just not that one. Um, The Name of the Game is the name of that song. I need to work on it. Obviously, there's a lot of little tricky parts. Can I play another Police song for you? How about Good Time Charlie's Got the Blues? I don't know what that is. I'm sorry. Interesting. Good Time Charlie is the name of a bar in my hometown here of Ann Arbor. Um, and I continue to work on new arrangements all the time. I'm just actually cranking them out. So um, let's do some Police. That's a little more accurate. Let's do jazz. You remember those little noises in the song? The other thing I notice, it's very subtle. I don't know if I'm imagining this, but even as I play this D minor, a little bit of that G penetrates a little bit, and it could be an accident or it could be on purpose. And that's one of those ambiguous things about music. Not everything has to be fully explained all the time and fully make sense for it to sound good, or in fact to add a little bit of an element of mystery. So sometimes I'll play it just like a D, but if I happen to hit the G, I don't mind it. Does that make sense? That's too strong. Elements of this arrangement come to mind. First of all, obviously there's a strong rhythmic element there, so that's number one in a song like this. And the other thing is that oftentimes when you have a diatonic progression, which is to say something in the key, this is not much of a key. For most part, it's in C, not like C major 7, but it's kind of understood that that's your tonal center, even though it gets a flavor of a 7th sometimes. We'll set that aside. And this might be the 2. Doesn't matter. What matters is that when I'm doing this, after I'm done with this melody note, I have just enough time to get that little movement in there. It's not always available. I really consider myself a very lazy arranger for guitar. Nothing like Kent Nishimura. I don't know if you've seen his arrangements. It's like, it must take 3 months to come up with one arrangement. It would take me 3 months to come up with one of those. I can't do it. I gotta come up with 3 months worth of arrangements in one day, or the opposite of that. But having said that, if I can squeeze in an arrangement element in between things when nothing else is going on, that's kind of my method. So one thing is I'm just playing a bass note and just playing that melody. I'm not playing a chord because, again, the song itself is very sparse. There's not big chords or anything. There's just like that bass, the drums, and the melody. That's it. That's what I'm trying to emulate. Same thing here. I'm not bothering with the whole C chord. There's a little bass line, do bass notes. And that's what's nice about this part, and the genius of the song, if you will, is the contrast. So like we said, there was very little in terms of harmony, just the bass with the melody and some rhythm, and all of a sudden we have fuller chords, and very simple triad chords. Nothing here is a major 7 or something like that. It's all very simple triads. So several things happen here. First of all, these melody notes were part of the chord, so they're kind of easy to pick out. You just have to aim for them with the fingers to find them. And the other thing is, we talked about the syncopation of the melodies while playing strong notes on the bass. So right here. Syncopated, and the bass on. Right there, that was a perfect mix right there. I played this, but I touched the G just a little bit. I pay attention to these details, and it's the details that makes the song. Of course, there's also the downstroke, the rhythmic downstroke. I got two methods, which I kind of mix fingernails, but I also use my thumb a lot, which gets unnoticed. I don't use it prominently on this song, but anyway, let's see what we got here. Yep, thank you, thank you. Thank you, Les O'Connor, and thank you. There was another, Sylvia. What did you have there? Good time, Sylvia. You dropped me a kind tip. Thank you very much. Let me know if there's another song I can play for you. My butt's starting to ache a little bit, so I'm gonna keep it to a couple more tunes and then quit it for the evening. Um, if you're enjoying the show and had a chance, if you hadn't had a chance to do so yet, not recently or ever, and you're enjoying the show, making a request, or just just checking it out in passing, if you can spare $2, $3, $5 for something that you enjoyed right now, I'd really appreciate that. It helps me. Helps me do what I'm doing. If I couldn't make a living, which I barely do, doing this, I wouldn't be able to do this. So I would imagine this is something that you want me to continue, and a lot of you do understand this. I naming names, Sylvia, the Bleeb, Les O'Connor, of course, longtime Wise Wizard Man, longtime supporters, Les O'Connor again, of course, Brad and Jamie, if you're still there, your contributions are greatly appreciated. How do you approach folk songs? I actually don't have a lot of folk songs in my repertoire. I probably should add some. I probably approach them like any song. I'll try to, depending on the song, is Make You Feel My Love a folk song? Not really. It's Bob Dylan, but not in his folk era, I guess. What is a folk song? Give me an example of a folk song that I might know. Yes, please like it. Thank you very much. I'm not sure I know a lot of John Baez songs. Feeling Groovy is an interesting, you're talking about Simon and Garfunkel, right? Very interesting, because it's nothing, it's a ditty, right? Ditty, not ditty, ditty. Do people still use that word? Like a little insignificant song? The whole thing is, let's say that it's in C. The entire thing is going through these chord degrees in the key of C. Second time, it kind of skips the D, it goes straight to the G. Same thing, I think, if I remember correctly. And that's the whole thing. And then you can do some improvisation. And notice all the elements that I talked about exist. The melody was syncopated, and notice the bass done. Right there. And I didn't even play chord notes. You should try this. This is really fundamental. Try that. Just copy that, what I just did. All you gotta do is 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a song. And then here's how I like to describe it. Imagine a piano player. This is in the key of C, no less. So imagine somebody sitting by the piano with two fingers, this finger and this finger, and only uses the white keys. And with the left hand, with this finger, which is left, I'm not sure if you're seeing this reversed or not. With this finger, he just does F, E, D, C. And with the right hand, with one finger, I'm asking you, would you give that piano player a gig? Would you? You wouldn't. You wouldn't hire that piano player. I mean, unless they're doing this as a demonstration and they're actually monsters, but otherwise you wouldn't. That's not an achievement for a piano player. But on the guitar, if we do this, we're like geniuses. Am I a genius? Ah, obviously not. Let's try this again. Um, if and when I sit down to actually arrange the song, I might do something more with it. I might actually add some, kind of screw it up with chord substitutions. So something like that. I might do that because I know how those secondary dominants work, but it's something I might do. Anyway, there you have it. Let's see. The believe we listened to some different tunes, I'm thinking. Billy Idol, don't know it. This is a cheap Ibanez, an Artcore. The unique thing about this Ibanez is that it's one of the very first, very earliest AG75s, like from maybe 2002, I'm thinking. One of the earliest ones. It has very expensive frets on it, of all things. You're asking me about the pickup. I don't care about the pickup. It'll sound the same to me. But the frets are really expensive. It cost me actually $500 to install these in this $300 guitar. They're made out of some very, very tough material because up until I got them, I had to get the guitar serviced every 6 months. So I'd get new frets, and 6 months later they were so pitted that I have to get them crowned or redone so the guitar's not out of tune. And 6 months after that, they were too flat, they're too worn out to do anything else with. So by the time I spent $250, or I don't know how much it costs anymore to do a fret job, doing that twice a year, the guy said, why don't we install these frets that are made out of, I don't know what this material is, but it's so tough, I don't have to get it done. I don't know when's the last time I had the guitar serviced. So it's not stainless, they're gold colored. It's not coming through the video. They're gold colored, and they're extremely and expensive to make. They're expensive to get done, and the reason my guy told me this, they're expensive because to dress these frets, to do it, he ruins a set of tools. So he's actually, and it's hard. So the tools that he can use it only once, and then they lose all their filing ability, and he's got to throw them away. But it paid off because I don't think I had anything done to this guitar now fret-wise in like 3 years. It's incredible. So definitely saved me money. And I don't know what Evo frets are. Yeah, they're gold colored. Does that make sense? I'll look that up later. Mr. Bojangles, I don't think I remember how that goes. Yeah, that makes sense. That's probably what this is. Anyway, back to the guitar. AG75 is a very cheap guitar, but like I said, with expensive frets. Let's just do a couple more items here and finish for the evening. Chet Atkins was mentioned. Oh, why don't I do Mr. Sandman? Pick up the groove a little bit. This is going to be probably my last or second to last tune. Folks, again, I can see that there's a couple dozen of you here. If you're hanging out in the shadows, which is fine, still enjoying this and the casual conversation, and mostly getting anything out of this guitar-wise, please do consider a small tip. It doesn't have to be much, $2, $3, $5. Let me end this evening with something that resembles a little bit of an income for the day. 3 easy ways to tip. One is right there on the screen. Hit that dollar icon and input any amount you'd like. Or if you prefer, which is actually a little bit better for me, is my Venmo and PayPal are in the information below. I'm saying this because when you tip on screen, which is great, YouTube takes 30% out of that. So it says $23 now. It's more like 15 or 16. So, well, whichever ways it works for you. We talked about Chet Atkins, opportunity for me to practice something, because I saw him doing this on video when he played, of course, the famous. Brad, you are absolutely correct, Brad. Sylvia, are you still there? You were you kindly tipped me. I was not able to accommodate you earlier, I think. Sylvia, if you're still there, I'll try to name a couple tunes and hopefully I can do something for you. So this is Mr. Sandman. And of course I can't listen or think about the song without thinking about Back to the Future, when Marty gets to 1955 for the first time, and I think he's wearing those sunglasses and the hat and the walkie-talkie, and he kind of for the first time comes to this hill valley, and it's like, you know, a car pulls up into the service station, or 4 people come out and they start cleaning the windshield and servicing, and Mr. Sandman plays. So the fingerings, I have 2 alternatives because I'm not a big stretcher. I never had that in me. So that's the first one. Now the second one, which Chet Atkins does on screen. So what are these voicings actually? This is interesting. Getting sidetracked, of course, because I was excited to talk about guitar. These are closed voicings. This is an A major 7 in a closed voicing position. It's a non-drop voicing. So that's your A major 7. Simple enough. So you go up, pull the top note down diatonically, and then go down. Now the second chord is the 2. Remember we talked 1, 2, 5, so that's 1, 2, 5. So that's the 2. So that would be a B minor 7, also in a closed voicing. So this is a little harder to play. So what happens here is that it's also a closed voicing. So that's a 1, 3, 5, and 7. So at this time it's a B minor 7. But when you lower this A to a G sharp, it becomes the 3 of an E, and then you add the E. And all of a sudden the whole thing becomes a nice, how would I characterize this chord? 7, 9. So it's like a E ninth. So sometimes this is a little hard for me, so I kind of cheat. So I'll just do that. That's kind of a cheating. What's nice about this is what I talked about before. The notes blend into each other. So I'll cheat and do this. So the difference is the first 3 notes are the same. When I do this, I lose this note, and it bothers me a little bit. I talked about this before. Try to maintain as many notes as possible so that each note becomes the harmony of the next note. So this is hard for me. The interesting thing is that if I do this for about 10 or 15 minutes, I'll have it down. It's just the fingers they want to go back because I don't do stretches that often. I'm going to stop right here because it's interesting to talk about Chet Atkins's technique, which I don't know how to do at all, kind of guessing. says. I have no idea what he does. I have my own way. It's different. Achieves the result in a different angle. So I'll just demonstrate that. Let me get this together and do this right. I haven't done this in a while. Let me do this slowly. So much for doing it slow. I never have the patience. So it's a different style of doing it. I also like to improvise, and it's got a great chord progression. So it starts on your A, and inadvertently demonstrates a very important principle in popular music and jazz. So we start with A, then you have a G sharp 7, to a C sharp 7, to an F sharp 7, to a B7, to an E7, and back to A. What are all these 7 chords? Each chord is preceded by its 5. So if you think about it, the A is preceded by its E. That's its dominant chord. That chord is preceded by its 5 chord, which is the B7. That chord is preceded by its 5, which is the F sharp 7, and that one preceded by C sharp 7, and that one is preceded by the G sharp 7. So this is very clever writing based on the popular music of the time, which was jazz. Even this F9 is actually a B7 in disguise. Now I added a 2 in front of this 5. Now finally, a proper minor chord. A B minor, which is still the 2, it's still in the progression. An F minor, sorry, D minor, for a change of a harmonic flavor. It's really very, very clever and fun. So let me try to do this properly once. to all hell. That's all right. Good intentions. Thank you. Oh my God. Hey, Bleed, thank you. What is Rumble? What is Rumble? Is that another video platform? Let me look this up. My phone is about to die. Unplug it in. Never heard of it. What is okay? Hosting, video hosting. I'll look it up. Thanks for that tip. It's hard for me to spread myself over platforms. Can't hurt to open an account, I guess. Never heard of it. Don H, thank you. Neil Young. Okay, does Heart of Gold have changes other than the section that no? Never played it, so. Because I really don't know a lot of Neil Young. I'm really striking out here with you, man. So I didn't play it very well, but what is worth pointing out is that this little thing that I just played here, it works in the open position, and I don't do a lot of arrangements in the open position. And little by little, I actually coincidentally discovered in the last 6 months that I actually do more and more of that. I'll play arrangements in the open position, take advantage. So here. What's the most important thing what I just did was this last note was syncopated, and this note was on the beat. Something like that. So not much of a Neil Young feature, but I tried. Sylvia, I hope you don't hold that against me. All right, I gotta finish here because my butt is starting to hurt, and I've been sitting here almost 2 hours now. Last call for um, restream. Okay, sounds complicated. I don't know how to. I'll look into it. But anyway, it just seems like handling one at the same time might be too difficult. Okay, young FTP requested Desafinado, and that's kind of a change of a feel. Maybe that will be my last song for the evening. Not the least because today is Astrud Gilberto's birthday. So let me finish with that, folks. Last call for tips. If you're enjoying the show, even in a small way, kindly consider it. Can tip right there on the screen. Doesn't have to be much. $2, $3, $5. Let's do that as I'm getting ready to log off here. Desafinado. Folks, that will do it for the evening. Thank you very much. I think I'm pretty much cooked. It's been 2 hours straight. Thank you, Sylvia. I appreciate it. And thank you, Jacob G41. Jazz Guitars Joy. You only got here now. It's too bad. Did a lot of stuff there. Christine Dowd. I just can't play anymore. It's been almost 2 hours. My butt hurts. My hands hurt. Got to get up. Maybe we'll do this tomorrow. I don't have work tomorrow either. So maybe tomorrow afternoon. At the very least, you guys, if you are not regular, let me just tell you this. I broadcast almost every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern from my gig at the Earl. Again, that's Eastern time. That's equivalent to what you, depending where you're from, That would be like New York time. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, almost every week. Every once in a while, I have something else, or my kids have an event, so I might get a sub. But if you have not seen me before, if you're here for the first time, know that I've been doing this for years. Please mark your calendar or bookmark my channel. You can subscribe, hit the bell. You won't get a notification because this YouTube has become so lame. If you look on my homepage of YouTube, it says I have 50,000 subscribers. I gotta ask, where are they? Why are there only 18 people here today? I can't explain it. So don't count on, my point is, don't count on getting a notification when I broadcast. Just put it in the back of your mind that I broadcast every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday at 7 p.m. EST. All right, that's it. Downtown. Let's see. Okay, folks, if that doesn't deserve a big fat tip, I don't know what does, because I never even played that song before in my entire life. So kindly consider dropping me a quick tip. Don H, thanks for the request. Even though the on-screen tips will end now as the broadcast ends, my Venmo and PayPal information will remain open. So if you like that version of Downtown, I'd appreciate a very small token of your appreciation in form of a small tip. Sorry to be begging. That's where I'll be 61 next week, by the way. I stopped giving a shit, man. I need money. I'm not sure how else to put it. But I'm also enjoying performing for you. So, let's have a deal. I'll make a fun time for you, and you guys drop me a couple of tips. Thanks very much. Enough about that. And maybe I'll see you tomorrow, but if not, certainly next Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern. Have a good night. Thank you.